I am Nina the Diva.
And I am next to Nina the Diva.
And this is Face Not Found.
And this is No Face, No Case. Honduran, right? Honduras. People from
Honduran?
Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to make sure
Are
that
people
there's a
from
thing.
Honduras?
Okay. Belize. What do you call people from Belize?
I don't know. Belizean?
You know what? That's my guess, Susis.
So today's case, you're right, she's Hispanic. Her name is Emely del Carmen Peguero Polanco. Can you say that?
Carmen Polanco. That's it. That's all you need to know.
I mean, that was pretty good.
Yeah, Carmen Polanco. That's it.
Well, she's known as Emely Peguero.
Okay, so I did not hear the Emily part.
Because her name is not Emily. Her name is Emly del Carmen.
In English, it's Emily?
No, her friends, she just went by Emily, I guess.
Yeah, because nobody can pronounce it.
Well, I throughout the whole case, I would constantly write down Emmy. I don't know why they would call her Emily and make it longer if Emmy is so much shorter. But she was born June 12th, 2001, which makes her a...
I have no clue. I thought I either know Sag or Scorpio. That's all. And Aries.
She's a Gemini.
Okay.
She was born and raised in Cenoví, a small town in Duarte province of the Dominican Republic.
You could have just said Dominican Republic.
I'm saying what small town she's from. That's important. I could say you're from Jamaica.
I am from Jamaica.
Yes, but if I wanted to humanize you a little more, I would say what town you lived in.
That's true.
Not that I'm gonna do a case on you, but
Oh, I should just make myself missing and then just send clues. Like, hey, Pretty Little Liars.
She was born to parents Adalgisa Polanco and Genaro Peguero, and she had 3 older siblings, so she was the baby.
Okay.
Emily was a full-time student. Her friends and teachers described her as talkative.
Okay.
I mean, that was in my report card every year.
Talkative.
Yeah. Confident and fierce student. She wanted to be a lawyer to help people in her social class. So she knew she had to work for money, but she wanted to dedicate pro bono cases to people who couldn't afford a lawyer.
Okay.
Yeah. So she enjoyed cooking, spending time with her friends and family. Emily was, I constantly go back and forth between Emmy and Emily.
Okay,
Emmy
make up your mind.
The
viewers, they're confused.
Emily
Okay.
was vibrant and deeply religious. How, though? And I'm going to, that comes into question later on. Okay, hold on. She grew
I didn't ask. You asked yourself.
I do be talking to myself. I write these notes like literally me inside my head talking.
Yeah,
I know
12
of us.
12. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Listen.
Okay.
She grew up in a devout Catholic household where she regularly attended church summer camps, and she had a big portrait of Jesus in her room. So you would think she's deeply religious, right? Okay, hold on. Emily was from a modest, small, quaint home with shuttered windows and a flat roof, and her parents struggled to support her and her 3 older siblings, but they were happy. Now, Marlon Martínez was born in 1998 in New York City.
Marlon Martínez.
Marlon
Martínez.
Marlon.
Well, you gonna say it like that.
No, we're not gonna say either word. We're gonna say cabrón. His name is Marlon. His mother's name is Marlín. So it sounds way too similar. So he was born in New York City, but was raised by his mother, Marlín Martínez, and his stepfather Robert in Cenoví, Dominican Republic, in the same town as Emmy, right? But check this. His family could afford to go on vacations and buy lavish gifts, and they were able to send him to expensive schools out of town, right? So he grew up in a massive gated villa. So Marlon's mother, Marlene, was climbing the ranks of the Dominican political party. And she had government connections and immense wealth, and Marlon didn't have to work a day in his life. He just spent his days spending his mother's money. Mm-hmm. Although they literally lived across the street from each other. Mm-hmm. But it might as well have been a whole different world. It was like the classic poor girl, rich boy kind of thing. But they had known each other as children because they grew up playing with the local kids in the streets of their hometown. Mm-hmm. As they grew older, the classes, like the society class, the gap got bigger. They separated, and he was sent out to school, to private school, and they briefly lost regular contact and would only see each other in passing. Now, according to legal testimonies from her family, Marlon began pursuing Emely when she was 12 or 13 years old, which would make him 15 or 16 at the time. Yeah, but an article written by Rosalie Warren and Sarah Hilton reports that Emely was 15 and Marlon was 18, and when they started dating, and the age of consent in Dominican Republic is 18. And I'm not defending it because at the end of the day, she's too young to consent. But this isn't strange in my country.
Mm-hmm. Same with Jamaica.
Okay. So, because they had known each other since they were children, Emely's family initially trusted him. They viewed him as the boy next door, not a predator. But Martinez's mom, Marlín, she was not having it. Emely had told her friends that she feared that she was a burden to Marlon, and that eventually he was going to break up with her under the pressure of his mom not approving of the relationship that they had. The age gap didn't bother her family, again, because they grew up together. But when Marlín was starting out her political career, she would be so busy that she relied on Emely's mother. To watch her kids.
I was going to say be a mother to her kids.
Adalgisa, that's Emmy's mom, babysat Marlon and his two younger brothers to the point where Adalgisa would even tuck them into bed. That family, they knew each other very well. So at the time that Emely and Marlon were dating, Marlín, his mom, held a highly influential position of deputy director of General Directorate of Passport, whatever. It was a big title. Side note though, witnesses noted that she used her authority to try to obtain travel visas for people.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. She was in charge of the visas, which is very high.
Well, allegedly.
No, it is till this day, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. This fact though is highly important because it plays a big part in the control engine of the whole corruption angle. So in early 2017, this is the how though. Emely discovers she's pregnant.
And how old?
She's 16.
Okay. And he's
But
19.
my thing is, you're so religious, you don't know premarital sex is a sin too?
Oh.
You understand what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
Like, she was so deep. How religious was she then?
Did he pressure her into doing it?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
But you know what I'm saying? Maybe he pressured her. Maybe he took it.
That's true. After talking to her mom, though, and because of her faith, she decided to keep the baby. Abortion went against her religion, and her boyfriend Marlon and his mom Marlyn are strongly opposed to the pregnancy. Marlyn didn't see the baby as a grandchild. She saw this poor girl threatening her son's elite future and college plans. And even if abortion wasn't against her religion, Emely wouldn't be able to take abortion pills or go to get a back alley abortion.
It's too late?
No, because she would be sent to jail. Because Dominican Republic is one of the few nations that bans abortion under all circumstances, with absolutely no legal exception for the health of the mother, the fetal viability, and rape or incest. They don't care. You're having the baby. Mm-hmm. As the woman, if you get an abortion, you can face up to 3 years in prison.
But so are there any? So there are abortion clinics, but they're like underground.
Underground, okay. Right? Back alley abortions, basically. But whoever helped with the abortion could get 4 to 10 years.
Okay.
Right? So
could be doctors, nurses, whoever.
Yes.
Okay.
So Emmy had told her sister and her mom, but her dad had no idea until she was 5 months pregnant. He got home one day and he saw that something was bothering his wife, and after pushing just a little bit, mom spilled the beans and said Emmy is 5 months pregnant with a baby boy. He found out that the baby of the family was having a baby 9 days before she goes missing. So he only got to enjoy her being pregnant, like after the initial shock. You know, the baby's there. You.
It's gonna be a new addition to the family.
Yeah. So he only had 9 days of that. So between those 9 days, one night Emmy tells Dad that, hey, Marlon wants to come over to speak to you. And he says, absolutely not. I don't want to see him. I don't want him near here. But then Marlon's dad, Roberto, goes to Genaro, which is Emmy's dad. And he says, listen, let's talk about this like neighbors and like future grandparents to this baby. And Genaro agrees, and Roberto goes and gets Marlon, and the three of them have a conversation. And Marlon, with his doofus ass, tells Genaro that he's going to step up to the plate, that he's going to be responsible, and he's going to take care of the baby and Emely, and that everything was going to be okay. And Roberto, the stepdad, chimes in and says that he would help his stepson and the baby as much as possible. And after the sit down, Genaro was a little more at ease, but he was quick to let them know that Emmy was still 16, that she's still a minor, that she's still his baby, and that she was going to stay here. She's not moving out. Because they probably expected her to be out the house or get mad. Who knows? Now, the problem here is the wicked mom. Not
the
Marlon's
mom. Okay.
Yeah.
Marlene.
Yes, you got it. She's worried about what people are going to think about her family. Like, oh my God, my son got a poor girl pregnant. My reputation is ruined. Calm down, Lilith. It's giving pick me. But anyway, August 23rd, 2017, on or about 8:30 a.m., Emily's getting ready to go out with her baby daddy. Marlon. Her mom sees her getting ready and asks her where she's going. And Emmy tells her Marlon is waiting outside for me, that he's going to take her to a doctor's appointment to pick up some lab results, and that she'll be back later on that morning. Adalgisa says no problem, sounds legit. She walks her baby to the door and watches her as she crosses the street and goes to Marlon's front door. That's how close they lived to each other. She sees Emmy get into Marlon's car, and everyone continues with their morning. Lunchtime rolls around, and mom realizes, wait a minute, Emmy's not the type to be out the house without giving her a play-by-play. She should have called by now if she had changed her plans. So where is she? Because she didn't change her plans. She didn't call. But she realizes no one has heard from Emmy for a couple of hours, and the panic starts, right? So the sister says that she got a text from Emmy at 11:23 saying, Marlon me dejó en el cruce, que voy a hacer algo contigo, dígale a mami, which translates to Marlon left me at the gas station because I have something to do with uncle. Tell mom, right?
It was her voice? Or what? A text message? That's what I'm trying to...
Mom looks at the text and says no. First thing that's off is Emmy doesn't text, she sends voice notes. Okay. So you have the right idea. Mom says that doesn't sound like something Emmy would say, and like, what uncle? Like, none of her uncles have said anything about no meeting, and you don't pick up a teenage, they would have called. So mom sends Sissy to go across the street, knock on that door, and then Marlon comes out asking where my daughter's at, right? So sister goes and does what she's told to do, and when she knocks on the door, out comes Marlon. And he tells Emmy's sister that on the way to the doctor, Emmy realized that she got the dates mixed up and that her lab results weren't going to be ready till Friday. So when they turned back to go home, he says Emmy said if he could drop her off at the gas station because she was meeting with her uncle to run errands.
Now I'm listening to the story. I'm trying to, that sounds like bullshit. Like, why the hell would you drop? We live at the same place across the street. Why not just, you know what I'm saying? Okay.
No, you got it. So he says he drove to the gas station, gave Emmy 200 pesos in case she needed anything, and he waited for the uncle to show up, and eventually a vehicle arrives and Emily got inside and left.
Wait, does the gas station have cameras?
You're so good at this. Sissy was not buying it, right? Because why not pick Emmy up from the house?
Exactly. We live the same place.
Sissy goes back, gives mom the bullshit Cabron just told her. And she says, you know what? Let's go to the gas station to see if any of the employees there saw her. The gas station happens to have cameras.
Mm-hmm.
And when they get to the gas station and they speak to the employee, this is a kid, so right, it's not like in America, we need a court order. No. They're going to help you. Emmy is not on the footage at all. Mm-hmm. And neither is Marlon or his car. So either Marlon is lying or he gave them the wrong gas station. So Adalgisa said, play with your mother, not me. She goes straight to the police and she reports her daughter missing. Right away, Emmy's family is on it, spreading flyers on social media, spreading it all over the social media platforms. All her neighbors show up and show out because it's a tight-knit community. Mm-hmm. Everybody knows each other. Off the rip, Emily's family knows that Marlon has something to do with her disappearance, and they suspected that Marlene had something to do with the disappearance too. Adalgisa spoke with the news and made it clear that Marlon and Marlene knew where her daughter was and are refusing to give her back. The reporter, she's like confused. Like, why would you say that? Like, what makes you think that they kidnapped your daughter, basically? And Adalgisa said because they didn't want her to have the baby. His baby. Like, they probably took her somewhere to have an abortion and something went wrong. And they don't want to give me my daughter back. So now that gives everybody something to talk about. Because what baby? Oh, my God. Genaro spoke to BBC and said that he had found some text messages between Emily and Marlene, where Marlene is asking her to have an abortion. These messages were from 4 days prior to her disappearance, so August 19th. And it looks like, although she didn't want to do the abortion, Marlene tells her everything will be fine, that they'll do it at Marlene's house, and that the president, at the time, the president was Danilo, that he'll protect them. When Genaro found these messages, there was no doubt in anyone's mind that Marlene and Marlon has something to do with her disappearance, right? So the same day Emmy goes missing, her family hires a lawyer. Like, for what? No one's pointing the finger at you yet.
Yeah, you know what you did.
Genaro said he had to remain strong in front of his family, but that in private he couldn't stop crying.
That's the dad?
Yes.
Okay.
Because there's always the one person that has to remain strong in the family. And it's not until you're behind closed doors or in the shower that you let all of that go. True. After 24 hours, not just Emily's family, but the community and the news outlets suspect Marlon and Marlene are involved. And what do when you want to address rumors of you and your son being involved in foul play of a 16-year-old pregnant girl?
You try to beat the press and come out with my own statement?
Yo, you are so good at
I'm
this.
smart. I told you I'm smart.
You hold a press conference, of course.
Yes, to get ahead of it.
Marlene invites a couple of news reporters so that they can interview her, right? It was held in her living room. Marlon was dressed very casual. Marlene had a nice suit. Now, fuck the suit attire. Marlon did not look at the camera. He wouldn't look at the camera. His eyes were on the floor the entire time. He looked troubled, and Marlene, of course, she exuded confidence because politicians in that country, all they know how to do is lie. So she's perfected it by now. So she takes the lead. And reporters ask him about the last time he saw Emmy, and he says the same rehearsed story with the uncle and the errands or whatever. And then Marlon does his big one. He looks into the camera and began pleading for her to come back home. He says his family has accepted the pregnancy, will continue forward, everything will be okay. We are all waiting for you with arms wide open. You will have everyone's support when you come back home. Marlene, of course, puts her 2 cents in and tells Emily that, your family feels bad, but ours feels even worse. Like how, bitch? She's not your daughter.
Exactly.
Ours feels even worse. And she added a couple of tears to that. Not enough to win an Oscar, but, So she even goes as far as saying that she's open to any interview, any interrogation, because her and her son are innocent and just want to find Emily. During the interview, though, something worth noting is that she says Emily was my son's girlfriend. Past tense. Then quickly corrects herself and says Emily is my son's girlfriend. Now, it goes to show that this press conference didn't help them at all. So once again, Miss High and Mighty is thinking no one is going to care about this poor girl, and she was wrong. Okay? Because people took to the streets to protest justice for Emily. Public suspicion against Marlon made him fold. So on August 26th, he turned himself in. He knew Popo was closing in on him and decided to turn himself in to get ahead of the police. So he was placed in preventative prison for 3 months. And I put right here, Paula is going to ask, what's that?
Preventative prison so they interrogated him and he admitted to everything. That's what you're telling me, right? And for his protection from the neighborhood, that's why they kept him there. And then also his mother's a politician.
Correct.
So that's why she probably,
all of that is part of it, and to also keep the suspect from fleeing.
Okay.
So he hasn't been charged, but
he was there for 3 months.
He was there for 3 months.
I'm pretty sure you're gonna tell us about the earlier days, like the first day he was in and the interrogation and stuff like that. You can't just say that man was there for 3 months.
Listen.
Okay.
So cool beans, we got him. So, but where's Emily? Well, police were able to track her phone, and it was pinging to an apartment building in a very wealthy area. So, police start policing and find out who has an apartment in this expensive building. Marlene would have this apartment because...
See? I don't know who you...
You're just as good as I am. She traveled a lot and would use the apartment to stay every now and then or whatever.
Is she married?
Yeah, she's married to Roberto. That's the stepfather.
And where is he in all of this?
His
stepfather. So that's not his Marlon. It's not the father.
That's not his
biological
son.
Father is where?
No, his biological father is here in
the United States. Okay.
It has nothing to do with him, she moved over there or whatever. But
the stepfather is in the picture.
The stepfather is not involved.
Okay, but he was in the picture. So
he's in the picture. He raised Marlon. He tried to do the right thing, and this idiot decided to listen to his mom instead. They track the apartment back to Marlene. And the police go to the building looking for evidence, and they end up finding a mattress and some towels that had blood on it. So they sent them to the forensic lab. It's safe to say, you remember, this is a third world country. The labs are going to take a minute. So 2 days after that search, on April 30th, the security guard that worked in the building named Calvin comes forward and says that on the day Emily went missing, which is the 23rd, he saw surveillance footage that Marlon was carrying a sack out of the apartment building and that the sack looked heavy. So Calvin calls Marlene to tell her what her son was doing, and she goes down to security to watch the surveillance video, and she starts shaking and starts screaming, "What has my son done?" Right? After this, he says the footage disappeared. Kelvin said he don't know nothing. He thinks Marlene somehow took the disc or came back for it. That same day, though, Marlene turns herself in, and her lawyer said it was because she wanted to fully cooperate with the police. But she just went with the same strategy that her son did to get ahead by turning themselves in. When she was asked if she was involved with the disappearance of Emmy, she said, "I am not an accomplice to anything. I would never. I only acted like a mother." Like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, what does it mean?
I mean, she's saying that her son is the one who did it and she had no idea. She
So
just
this-
literally just said, my son
This
killed her or did
had
whatever.
the world torn, because how far would you go for your kid in this situation? You know what I'm saying?
And this is he's locked up.
He's in preventative jail.
So
right
when
now.
he brought himself in, they didn't interrogate and ask him where all of this is and blah blah blah.
It comes up.
Okay, go ahead.
But not only did she turn herself in, and you had this guy Kelvin telling police that he had seen something on video,
and then it disappeared.
Marlon confesses to everything. He told police that he killed Emily and left her body in a local landfill. She went from being a pregnant girlfriend to being something disposable. Asqueroso. Police searched the landfill for about 7 to 9 hours, but the amount of garbage was just too much to go through, and there was nothing indicating that she was actually there. And fun fact, well, not fun, disturbing fact. While searching for her, they found 2 bodies.
I was going to say that. Yeah.
2 18-year-olds, one killed by her ex-boyfriend, one killed by her stepfather. So all of that
But not her body.
But not her body, no. All of that was August 30th. Busy day, I know. The next day, August 31st, by 9 a.m., members of the community once again took to the streets to protest. They were stopping traffic, holding up signs, demanding that Marlon say where exactly he left the body. Because both those babies need and deserve a proper burial. So give them back. Stop playing with that girl's family. Not to say that death is not serious in other countries, because it is. But we have a whole mourning process that has to happen.
No, I think it's everywhere.
Yeah.
In the Caribbean, I think it's everywhere.
Okay. So people burn tires, threw rocks at police.
Roadblocks.
No.
Jamaicans do that too when they're upset at the
Yeah.
government.
Yeah, but not rocks. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Why
all
rocks
of them throw rocks
at police?
Yes.
Oh, jeez.
Girl, I'm trying to tell you.
They were trying to destroy Marlon's home. And, like, Roberto lives there, too. He had nothing to do with it, but okay. Not only were they showing police that this was something they are not going to allow to be swept under the rug, but they were trying to make a statement. In the Dominican Republic, state titles carry an immense weight. And I don't know why.
Because it's third world country.
Marlene was used to doors opening for her, and she was used to making problems go away with a phone call. She thought she could use her money and her connections and her political shadow to erase anything and anyone.
So she didn't have anything to do with this. Her son decided to...
But let me get there.
All right.
But she underestimated the collective fury of the entire country that was sick, that was and still is sick, of politicians thinking that they could get away with murder. Okay, so this waste of oxygen knew where the body was and was toying with police.
Wait, waste of oxygen meaning the son or the mother?
The son.
Because both of them are waste of oxygen.
Yeah, both of them are. You're absolutely right. Waste of oxygen Jr. knew where that body was and was toying with police, but worst of all, keeping Emily's family like in constant agony. He had that of not knowing where the 2 babies were, because at this point it's not just
her is the baby as well.
Yes. So we still on August 31st.
Yeah, 5 months old. That baby had a heartbeat and everything.
Of course. They knew it was a boy and everything. Emmy's older brother, and I'm gonna botch this because, you know, my people, we come up with the weirdest names, but I think it's Heniel, received a bunch of text messages from people telling him that word on the street was that a body was found in the province of Espaillat near Moca, which is almost an hour away from where they live. Heniel and a couple of family members drive to the location because any lead is better than no lead at this point. They arrive around 8 p.m. to the location where a bunch of police are surrounding an abandoned suitcase. And it was quiet too. The video, like, it's dead silence. There's people are just looking at the suitcase, like stunned. It was on the side of the road, And inside the suitcase, when they opened it, was the body of 16-year-old Emmy. And everyone was just stuck. The newspapers didn't even bother to blur. Well, in my country, we don't blur out nasty pictures. Of course, I went looking for the picture. The suitcase was lined with a garbage bag, some type of white sheet, and her body was like contorted
Just to fit in the suitcase.
The most unnatural way to fit in the suitcase. Her skin was an unnatural yellow.
Yeah, because it decomposing all of that, and then in Dominican Republic, it's hot, right?
Yes,
so
correct. The autopsy findings say it was the cause of death was due to interperforation. So doctors found that Emily's uterus was severely punctured, and her 5-month-old fetus showed extensive destruction. This was caused by the crude insertion of sharp mechanical instruments used during a forced non-medical abortion attempt. Then there was cranial trauma. The autopsy discovered a severe blunt blow to the head that fractured her skull. The bruising indicated the blow occurred while she was still alive. So it contradicts Marlon's claim that she died purely from medical complications.
Oh, that's what he told them.
Yeah, he told them that she took a pill and she died.
You didn't tell us that part.
Because it comes later. Okay. So the cause of death was ruled as hypovolemic shock, massive blood loss, and severe cranial cerebral trauma. The post-mortem contusions, though, showed that her body has signs of rough handling.
Yeah, to stuff her in the... I'm pretty sure he probably jumped on it like this.
Oh my God. Consistent with being forcibly bent.
I told you.
And stuffed into the
You know, suitcase. Like when you're going on a trip and yes, you want everything... Okay.
But
she had to fit.
Although her death was violent, they said that it was very quick, but I'm sorry. I don't really trust doctors in my country.
So he said there was a procedure, blah blah blah, right? Was there? Well, you're gonna continue.
Yes. So the world, of course, was devastated when the autopsy report was made public. Her family and friends and strangers were all posting images of Emily, and her family started attaching the hashtag Todos Somos Emily, which translates to "We are all Emily." And once again, focus is now on this crime because Little Miss Drama herself, who's that?
Cardi B.
Yes, you got it. Cardi B posted on Instagram. She wrote, quote, "What would you do to keep a clean image and reputation? Make a 5 months pregnant 16-year-old get an abortion and then kill her. Put her in a luggage and throw her in the garbage so that they don't find your 19-year-old son got a minor pregnant. Rip Emily. En paz descanse.
R.I.P. Emily.
Y habrá justicia para ti. There will be justice for you. Has traído el país junto. You have brought the country together."
I mean, you could have just put some pictures up while you know.
I know.
So I don't know why, because I'm a visual learner.
Vigils were held in honor of Emily wherever there was a Dominican community. So if a group of Dominicans were living in China, they were holding a vigil. But there were questions to be answered and justice to be served. So who did the abortion? People were pointing the finger at her gyno, Dr. Annie. And Annie, in her own press conference, denies all allegations and says that she only saw Emily once for a routine checkup at 5 months and that her mom was there the entire time. She would see her again on Friday, September 1st, to go over any analysis that they had conducted, and she never once suggested Emily should have an abortion. And I believe her. And so did the police, because we work together. How did she get in the suitcase?
I told you, he stuffed her in there, and he probably jumped in like this.
Oh, God, stop. Who drove the suitcase to be dumped in the side of the road? So, in total, there were 4 other people arrested for the murder of Emily, right? Mm-hmm. 2 of them were employees of the family, Maria and Sugel. They're employed by the family.
That's 2 women?
Yes. Marlene's brother, Henry, and Simon Bolivaria, which is a friend of the family. So Maria, depending on the source, they say Maria was Marlene's personal stylist, or she was the maid, right?
Mm-hmm.
Either way, Marlene asked her to take out 100,000 pesos, roughly 2K in the United States, and take it to Simon. Not sure what Sugel's role was, but they didn't serve time because they cooperated with the police. So now, Simon knew his own people and how dirty this could get, right? So he told police, in exchange for immunity or a reduced sentence, I'll tell you everything.
Mm-hmm.
He did 6 months of preventative jail, and was released for his cooperation. But he said, I will, text messages, photos, I'll give it to you all. And Henry, Marlene's brother, tried to leave the country. And was arrested at the airport. That's not suspicious. But police believed he also helped to move and hide Emily's body. Henry said, nope, I'm not built for prison. Here's another star witness. I will cooperate. In the end, only Marlon and Marlín Martínez were officially charged with Emily's death, right? The days during the trial were intense. It lasted just over 2 months, from August 29th to November 7th, 2008.
Was Marlene arrested and was going in jail when they were doing this thing? Or was she going home?
No, she was in jail while the trial was going. There was protests every day and threats to the Martinez family. Matter of fact, the protests and the threats got so bad that Marlene had to wear a bulletproof vest and a helmet and have security guards because of the threats. So now the trial itself, obviously Marlon had lied in his initial interrogation, and it was found out that he was the one that sent the sister the text message.
Of course.
So prosecution says, look, this is what happened. The morning of August 23rd, Marlon took Emily to his mom's empty apartment and then forced her to drink some unknown liquid that would induce an abortion. The unknown liquid caused her to have internal bleeding, and it started to freak Emily out, and she started to bleed a lot. It was just free flowing like an open faucet, and she lunged at Marlon, maybe to get him out the way so she could go get herself some help. And Marlon pushed her, which caused her to fall and hit her head. And after this, he put Emily's body in a sack and carried her out of his mom's apartment building, and then put her body in the back of his car. He starts driving around, and then he just threw her body over a bridge. And when he was done doing what he did, he called his mom to let her know what happened, and basically asked her to clean up his mess, like cover it up for him, right? So on August 24th, Marlene goes to meet up with her son and her brother Henry at 1 a.m. So this is after he dumped the body and calls her at 1 o'clock in the morning, the 24th. They all get together to figure out what to do with Emily's body. They couldn't leave the body under the bridge because it was going to be discovered too soon. So they needed to hide the body better. So they go back to get Emily's body and stuff her in the suitcase and leave her dumped on the side of the road at least an hour away from where Marlon lived. They figured that this would be the best way to make her disappear, and if she was found, she wouldn't be able to be linked to her hometown because it was an hour away. So some of the evidence had to be viewed outside of the courthouse because of the smell. Prosecution brought out the suitcase and recreated the whole scenario for the judge in open air. Emily's family was there. Marlon and Marlene were also outside, along with protesters yelling killers the entire time. As for the defense, his name is Ricardo Mamaguevo.
I know what Mamaguevo means.
And he basically says that Marlon was not guilty of murder because, yeah, he did participate in the abortion, but he didn't go into it thinking that he was going to murder his girlfriend. Like, the problem here...
Aftermath, you didn't call the ambulance or anything like that.
Exactly. And Dickwad had changed his stories way too many times. First, she left her at a gas station. Then it was she drank a pill and it led to her death. Then he killed her. He threw her in a landfill. And then my mother has absolutely no idea and is not linked to this this at all. The attorney for Emely's family, Jose, total badass, he basically looked at Marlene in the face and told her Dominican Republic is not scared of you or your title. He believes Marlon did the abortion. Something went wrong. Didn't get her the help she needed because abortion is illegal. But, like, so is murder.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, which one would you rather do time for?
Mm-hmm.
But in his mind, neither, because mommy's gonna fix it.
Mm-hmm.
He also thought that she was this is what pisses me off. He thought she was so insignificant that she wouldn't be found. And
nobody was gonna look for her? Her family wasn't gonna look for her?
Hello, motherfucker. What the fuck? And didn't expect a reaction from the community and the police because she was poor. Remember, we hate politicians, okay? So, weirdly enough, even though Marlon confessed, Emily's family were more upset with Marlene because, bitch, I watched your kids.
Mm-hmm.
I tucked your kids in at night.
Mm-hmm.
And side note, Genaro, the dad, at one point had worked as her driver.
Mm-hmm.
And he said she was so miserable and the way she spoke to people was so bad.
Wait, who's that?
Genaro is Emmy's dad.
Okay, yeah.
So it looked like the family would help each other out. Like, you stupid bitch, how could you do this to my kid?
The only thing you love is you, yourself, and what comes from you.
My goodness. She was just an evil bitch. So anyway, remember Maria the maid? Yeah, she testified that besides having to withdraw the money, she said that Marlene gave Marlon sedatives to keep him calm and so he wouldn't break and confess. She says he locked himself in the room and she had left another pill for him to drink when he woke up. She also noted that there was a large mop missing. And she also said Marlene was highly agitated and controlling during those critical hours. Another star witness who didn't even know he was involved was Jose Luis Martinez, of no relation. He has a car wash business. And he says Simon brought him the car to wash and that the vehicle, which was the vehicle to transport Emily's body, was humid and had a putrid smell inside. Kelvin, the security at the place, testified that he saw Marlon dragging a very heavy sack, but that the tape disappeared. But then Agustin Nunez Santos, another person that works for Marlene, testifies that Marlene sent him to tell Kelvin that the National Police had already gone to confiscate the hard drive. So, you know, you don't have to worry, bro. Like, they already came to get it. High-tech forensics were able to recover the footage from a local cloud server, completely shattering the family's defense. So, book 'em, hook 'em, cook 'em. On November 7th, 2018, by the Second Collegiate Court of San Francisco de Macorís, Marlon was sentenced to 30 years, which is the maximum in Dominican law, for the homicide and forced abortion and acts of barbarism against Emily. Marlene was sentenced to 5 years in prison for accessory, specifically child concealment and corpse hiding. And then in 2019, Marlene gets the sentence reduced even more because there was no proof that she was a direct accomplice to the murder. She was an accomplice after the fact. Yeah. She had to serve 2 years, right? The Martinez family had to pay Emily 200,000 pesos. Don't ask me how much that is in American dollars. I don't know.
You said
200,000 pesos.
You said 100,000 was like 2,000 here, right?
Okay.
So like $5,000.
Marlene did her 2 years and quietly left the country to live in the United States under strict privacy.
We can find her.
You think so?
That's what's next. I thought.
Let's find Marlene.
No, for real. You got her picture, all of that. Yeah.
Yes. According to some reports and true crime podcasters, and I believe it.
She's with her ex-husband, his father.
No.
I'm telling you. He's helping out because he once had love for her, and she's the mother of his. Yeah. I'm telling you. Find him, and you'll find her.
This next part is not verified, but I believe it because I know my country. According to reports and true crime podcasters, Marlon got another 16-year-old pregnant while in prison. It's not hard to believe. If you have money, you actually live very well in prison. And they even say that the guards, for the right amount of money, will let him out for the day.
I mean, yeah, and then probably mom still, no, she's in the U.S. now.
Right, but Emmy's mom.
But I thought if you're a convict down there, you can still come to the U.S.?
Well,
or because she has connections.
It's probably because she has connections. Because she served her time. It wasn't like she murdered anyone. She helped conceal, and it got her the minimum. But the Emely scandal became so severe that on September 2nd, 2017, the president of the Dominican Republic at the time, Danilo Medina, he officially issued Decree 326-17, publicly stripping her of her government title and removing her from office. Okay, so either way, she's not even a politician anymore. On September 1st, 2017, just hours after Emily's decomposing body was discovered inside that suitcase, Emily's family was forced to hold an immediate, rapid funeral and burial. The funeral was literally in front of their house, so they don't have money. So that's how they do it. So she was buried in a white casket, and her funeral was not private. It became massive, historical, national manifestation of grief, rage, and collective demand for justice. Emely and her unborn baby boy were laid to rest in La Milagrosa Cemetery in her hometown. And then municipal leadership of the region officially declared 2 days of communal mourning following her burial, ordering all flags to fly at half-mast. Listen to this. This is eerie. The case is finished. We're done, right? But her mom says that as if Emmy predicted her own demise, had told her weeks ago, "Mom, if I die, don't cry. Sing to me. Dance for me." Did you just hear that?
There's words in there's power in words.
That was my heartbreaking. That was so fucking sad. It's safe to say there was no singing and dancing that day. Mom was crying, but
no. What she's trying to say, just celebrate my
death.
Yeah. No. Celebrate my life. Not my death. Just celebrate my death.
Damn.
Yeah.
The big thing for me, first of all, as I'm researching this case. Hello, 2 bodies in the landfill.
Yeah, so that's a whole. That's part. I was gonna say part 2, right? I was gonna say part 2, but then I was like, first of all, wait.
I need to know.
Listen, part 2 is where the hell Marlene at up here, because we might have to go visit her. That's what I'm talking about. We already know how she looks.
It says she moved and she's strictly private.
In Brooklyn?
In Brooklyn?
I don't know. We can figure it out.
What if she might not even have came to New York?
Maybe she's in Alaska. That's where all killers go. That's where they retire and go. Yeah.
Like always, folks, if you have any suggestions for cases, you want to complain, you can dial 311. But if you want to say nice words to us, you can hit us up at ninapodcast@gmail.com. You can look for us on Instagram, Nina the Diva 1309. And I have a larger presence on TikTok, Nina the Diva RT. Hit the link tree, make a confession. It's completely anonymous. And join the Patreon and listen to the episode on Spotify. And you're just gonna just sit there, breathe.
No, I'm listening to what you're saying, damn it. God, I'm learning with them, because that's a lot of information. That's a lot of places to find you. I'm surprised they didn't say YouTube.
That's
and
coming,
Facebook.
That's coming soon. No Facebook. No Facebook. Love you. Thank you. Bye.
Now go find Marlene.
No, go find Marlene.
I think I'm joking.